Welcome to the first in a series of video tutorials about the International Online Record Book. The purpose of this video is to give coordinators who are currently using the Australian Online Record Book a basic understanding of the new system being introduced. It is top-level information only, a quick overview of the main differences between the Australian Online Record Book and the international version. More detailed information on the new system will be available in other video tutorials dedicated to specific coordinator and participant activities. There will also be user guides, frequently asked questions, and dates for training webinars on the Duke of Ed Australia website, www.dukeofed.com.au, within the online record book pages. Let's get started. There are three key questions being addressed in this video tutorial. The first is, what is the International Online Record Book? The International Online Record Book is a new version of the online record book you've been using to manage the Duke of Ed within your licensed organisation. The International Award Foundation, the global owners of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award, have taken what was developed in Australia in 2009 and made some changes to both the coordinator and participant views. This updated International Online Record Book will eventually be utilised by all countries offering the program as part of a wider initiative to truly globalise and standardise the award. How does this affect you as a coordinator? Australia is going to be one of the countries leading the charge by changing over from the Australian Online Record Book to the International Online Record Book between early December 2013 and end January 2014. That is, all users currently on the Australian Online Record Book will have their records migrated over to the International Online Record Book, and the Australian Record Book will cease to exist. You'll receive further communication about this, including migration dates and what you're going to need to do to prepare from the state or territory award authority you are licensed to. What do you need to know about the online record book? For coordinators who've been using the Australian ORB over the last 3 years, there are some key changes to the way the new online record book is structured and the activities that the coordinator can conduct online. The purpose of this video tutorial is to familiarise you with some of the key differences between the two systems and provide some other information that is helpful to know before you log into the International Online Record Book. This video tutorial will not provide any how-to steps in any great detail, but rather provide an overview. Further, more detailed information about the specific workings of the International Online Record Book are available on the resources page of the National Duke of Ed website. Please note, some of the award terminology is changing with the new system. Because it's a system to be used globally, all countries running the award are now required to use the same terminology, which means some of our references have changed. The new terminology is used throughout the International Online Record Book and the resources that support it. The main changes are: coordinators are now officially called award leaders. Licensed operators are now referred to as award units. State and territory officers are now state territory award operating authorities, and the volunteering section of the award is referred to as the service section. I'll be using this updated terminology throughout the video tutorial, and we'll be updating all other promotional materials over the coming months to reflect these changes in terminology. The first thing you're going to want to know about the International Online Record Book is where and how you log in. What doesn't change between the Australian Online Record Book and the International Online Record Book is where you log in. The login portal will remain the homepage of our website, www.dukeofed.com.au. The login portal is on the top right-hand corner of the homepage, where you enter your username, password, and where you also have the option to find a lost password and to register. In the short term, the portal may end up looking a little bit different, but it will always be located in the same place. The second part of this is the information that you use to log in, your username and password. Participants and award leaders who've been using the Australian Online Record Book already have a username and password. With all existing active records being moved over to the International Online Record Book, All current orb users will retain their username and password to use for the international orb. This username and password should remain the same for the new system as it is currently. There are a couple of scenarios where it will not remain the same, and users will need to adjust their details to gain access to the international orb through the login portal. These three situations are where 1. A user has updated their email address on the online record book from the email address originally used in the registration. For them, their username for the international orb will become the most current email address that they have entered in their existing orb. The second scenario is where a user has edited the username they were given on the online record book. To log into the international online record book, their username will have deferred back to the most current email address featured in their account. And the third situation is users that have multiple accounts where they've used the same email address to register for more than one account. This will only affect award leaders who are award leaders for more than one organisation and have set up accounts in the online record book separately for each of those organisations. For anyone who's really struggling to work out what their login is for the new system, they can simply press the forgot password on the login portal, and the system will generate an email to them advising of their login details. The award leader view of the international orb is very different to the Australian one that you're used to using. However, all the processes that you're used to following that sit behind the screens, the registration approvals, section approvals and sign-offs, are still pretty much the same. The award leader homepage in the international online record book provides you with menu-based searching and an overview of the most important items you have to address online. Across the top of the page are menu-based searches, the ability to create new items, your organisation details at a glance, and access to user guides. To the right, a search bar which will pick up any keywords for participant accounts or awards or other coordinator accounts that are attached to your account in the international orb. As we move down, my last items. This gives award leaders the opportunity to keep track of their last actions. They're also able to tag records as favourites, so for regular participants that you're dealing with, you're not having to search for their details each time. Their records are tagged on your homepage. And on the right hand side, all in one place, the award leader's to-do list. This is a list of your actionable items and removes the need for award leaders to work through multiple tabs to find pending actions. Clicking through the items on the My To-Do list will help award leaders keep on top of the actions participants require of you, from registration approval through to award sign-off. And sitting behind all of this, the core structure of the new system and how information is saved has been updated in order to make searches and saves faster and more efficient. One of the biggest changes between the Australian online record book and the international version is that assessors have been removed as a user group. Assessment of participant awards using the international online record book is done offline, facilitated by new functionality that is part of the online record book. Participants are able to download an activity summary of the logs, dates and details of each award activity. This allows the participants to provide the assessor with a report that the assessor will physically sign off on and add an assessor report to. This can then be uploaded into the international online record book and will appear in the communication and filing section of a participant's award. In increased editing rights. Using the International Online Record Book, award leaders have much greater control over data in their own and their participant accounts. Previously, data changes that would have required division or help desk intervention to resolve can now be managed by award leaders themselves. For example, updating incorrect personal details, email addresses, etc., adding or deleting participant logs, changing award start dates, changing participants' major sections, and so on. All pages you access in the award leader account have an edit button, which changes the page into an editable form for coordinators to update and save information. The communication and filing sections allow coordinators to upload documents and electronic files that they wish to make available to their participants, such as permission notes, award plan templates, route maps for journeys, plus any other relevant award information. Each participant IORB account also has a library to upload information into, such as assessor reports and any images or preparation reporting documents. The library provides a single location to access all participant assessment information plus any other supporting evidence for approval of an award. So this is within a participant's award, this is their library. So an at-a-glance single page where all uploaded documents sit within and are visible from. An award leader's view of this same information is slightly different. However, same thing, single location, all downloadable files in the one place against the participant's award. The Australian version of the online record book had both My News, which was broadcast messages, and My Messages, which was messaging to and between individuals. Communication between users on the International Online Record Book is conducted outside of the system. Having said that, coordinators will have the ability to run reports that will give them the email addresses of participants to enable them to manage communications outside of the system. In the Australian Online Record Book, it was the role of the state and territory award operating authorities to mark a participant as having paid award fees. Now, to give the award leader more control and recording ability, this is now the function of the award leader. Until a participant is marked as paid by the award leader, their homepage will feature a highly visible comment, "Payment has not yet been received for your award." To mark an award as paid would be done by finding a participant's award information in your award leader account and viewing and editing the award payment record. The Adventurous Journey Approval Process. In the Australian Online Record Book, the practice and qualifying journeys of the Adventurous Journey section have an online approval process whereby a journey is created and a participant's attendance on that journey is approved by the award leader. On the international ORB, either the award leader or participant can create a journey. However, the approval process of that journey being suitable for the participant happens offline. While this isn't directly a change for award leaders, there's no doubt that you'd like to know what participant changes look like in the International Online Record Book. For participants, the IORB format has been redefined into a single page with clear navigation to actionable items, such as setting up and editing award activities, entering activity logs, entering and updating personal details. When participants first log into the IORB, their account will look like this. It will no longer ask them to complete a questionnaire at the beginning and end of an award, but it will ask them to choose their major, which can subsequently be changed, before giving them access to this page. Please note that this does not illustrate the award leader's view of the participant award. Award leaders can access all the information about the participant through their account on the IORB, but it is laid out in a different way. So for the participant, single page, but on the left-hand side, there's an overall award progress, plus breakdown by section, and that breakdown by section can be expanded upon, and once there's information in there, that becomes more meaningful. In the main part of the page, each of the sections are listed, the status of each of those sections are listed, and the next step for each of those sections is listed. Logs can't be added until activities are set up. Going back to the home page is a simple button, and finding their way around profile details, password changes, and summaries. As participants move closer towards completion, their IORB account will look a little bit more similar to this, where they're still adding logs and have the ability to edit activities. Their award progress moves towards 100%. Once it is at 100% and the relevant approvals have been gained, they can submit their sections, and you can see the status of each of these sections at a glance. And adding logs is as simple as that. Our final point to consider are new registrations. While all existing active participant records will be moved to the IORB, you'll no doubt have new participants and possibly new award leaders who will need to register to the IORB when it is live. The registration process is very similar to the current system. However, being an international database versus a national database, it requires some additional location information as part of the registration. Let's go through one as an example. Through the IORB login portal on the Duke of Ed website, you'll be taken to this page. On the left-hand side is the login portal for people who already have an account. On the right-hand side is the registration access. On selecting the user type you would like to be and the register button, a registration screen will appear. Through the IORB login portal on the Duke of Ed website, there is an option to register. On selecting that button, a registration and login screen will appear. If users already have login details, they can log into the system using the details on the left-hand side of the page. If they do not have an account, they can register by selecting their user type on the right-hand side of the page, award participant, award leader, or award unit, and then pressing the register button. For a participant registration, the approval process remains the same as it was in the Australian ORB. That is, once a participant registration has been completed, a validation email is sent to the applicant to ensure that the email address used in registration is correct. If the registration indicates parental consent should be given online, once the validation email has been actioned, the parental consent email will be triggered to the provided parent's email address. Each of these stages of registration show on the award leader's to-do list, so they are able to see which registrations are in which status. For award leader registrations, the process has now changed. All award leader registrations submitted through the IORB are to be approved by the relevant state or territory award operating authority, as opposed to an existing award leader within the same organisation. And that concludes the overview tutorial for the changes between the Australian Online Record Book and the International Online Record Book for award leaders. For more information, visit our national website, where you will find frequently asked questions, user guides, a video tutorial series, help desk details, online registration forms, and the details and dates of upcoming training webinars.